Hi, if you're in your 40s and 50s and are getting bombarded by collagen supplement adverts and are wondering, do they really work? Is it really worth the money and the investment? Should I really be taking them? Then this is the video for you. This is my second video in my collagen series. And if you haven't seen the first video, I would probably recommend watching that first of all, because it's where I talk about the things that you can do with your diet and your lifestyle and your skincare to boost the collagen that you've already got and to prevent the breakdown of collagen that you've already got without having to buy collagen supplements. So have a look at that video first of all. If you've already seen it and you think, yeah, I still think I might want to take collagen supplements or at least give them a try, then this is the video for you. My name's Julie and this is the Glow Studio. Today we're going to talk about collagen supplements. So as usual, I have produced a little guide for this topic, and the topic today is about protein and collagen essentials for women aged 40 plus. So the guide I put together for this one isn't as pretty as my other guide on collagen, but I really wanted to just address the facts. And if you think, yeah, I definitely need to boost my protein intake, or I'm looking at collagen supplements, it's got a little bit more detail in there to kind of guide you as to where to go next and what might be best for you. So I will keep referring to the guide, but I will link the guide in the description so you can have a look at it for yourself. But I'll be basically sticking mainly to the guide today. It's when the menopause hits, you sort of take a long, hard look at yourself and you start noticing changes in your skin. So it's usually the time when I get most of my new clients is they're in sort of perimenopause and they're starting to think, oh, I perhaps need a bit of a cleanser, perhaps I need a bit of a moisturiser. And that's sort of the limit of their knowledge. And then they see all of these adverts for collagen supplements and they start taking those as well. So let's just hold our horses a little bit before we dive into the collagen supplements, because there's a lot of other things that you can do. Please look at my previous video and it will explain a little bit more. But I think when you hit perimenopause and then you get into your 50s, just health in general, you might be getting a few aches and pains. Health in general becomes sort of increasingly important to you. So this guide really dives into the role of protein and collagen in supporting your sort of health and vitality of women, especially in the 40s, 50s and beyond. So it's from understanding your daily protein needs to exploring the benefits of collagen. I really want to give you some practical advice and some recommendations on the subject. So why does protein matter after the age of 40? Protein, it's an essential macronutrient and it plays a vital role in lots of bodily functions. And as we get older, maintaining adequate protein intake becomes quite crucial for several reasons. So it does help maintain muscle strength, muscle mass, which naturally declines as we age. And so it's really important we have a good protein intake to keep our muscles strong and to keep us as mobile and as active for as long as possible. Protein also helps support bone health. It helps bone density, which is really, again, really important because we don't want osteoporosis. We don't want a risk of fractures as we get older. So really important for that too. And protein actually boosts metabolism and energy. So it helps to maintain a healthy metabolism and helps to provide sustained energy for you. So it is also a time when you do start feeling a little bit tired. So boosting your protein intake will help lots of things as well as your skin. So finally, yes, it does. Protein is a fundamental building block for skin, hair and nails, and it'll improve the health of them and the appearance of them. So you might have guessed, protein is very important. But, we get protein, don't we? We get protein in our normal diet. So that is always going to be my first recommendation, is that you look at your diet, maybe get a MyFitnessPal or some sort of diet app tracker, and just track yourself for a week and actually see what your protein intake is and when are you taking your protein, because ideally it should be spread evenly throughout the day, sort of in your 3 main meals. spread your protein intake evenly throughout the day. So for an average woman in her 40s or 50s, try to get between 25 grams and 30 grams of protein in each meal through the day for 3 meals. So I do break it down in a little bit more detail here. That is a rough guide, and you will find that depending where you look for information, there will be different numbers attached to that. So I do go into the detail here. So for those of you that like the detail, so in the UK, the Department of Health recommend about 45 grams of protein per day for women. Now that is quite low compared to other sources. So other guidance is there's the British Heart Foundation, which kind of matches that. And they say 0.75 grams per kilogram of body weight, which equates to about 45 grams per day of protein for a 60 kilogram woman. There's health.com, and they are saying 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight as a baseline, but they say that older women or more active women might need 1.2 grams per kilogram. And, you know, when you get over 65, potentially even more. And then there's coach.org.uk. And again, depending on activity level, recommend 1.2 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram. So there's a massive range of recommendations there. So I would say see where you're at the moment and then try and get to optimum levels. So like I say, some suggest aiming for 90 to 120 grams of protein per day for women over 40 to maintain muscle mass and for bone health. So see where you feel you fit there, and if there's anything you can do to actually improve your protein through normal dietary protein as your first port of call. So just to sum that up, the minimum amount is 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram. Optimal for muscle and energy is 1.2 grams per kilogram. And the upper limit, because you don't want to have too much protein, is the upper limit is about 2 grams per kilogram if you are really active. So all of that guidance is based on actual body weight. But if someone is particularly large and has a BMI of over 30, then the guidance usually recommends using your ideal body weight to calculate your protein intake. Again, if you're going to use a fitness tracker to track your protein through the week, often you can put in your weight and your age and whether you're male or female, and that will give you some guidance around protein intake as well, just so you're not sort of shooting in the dark with that. But it's so difficult, isn't it, to work out what you do need when the actual recommendations from proper, you know, NHS bodies, some really good societies and groups are really all recommending something slightly different. I do feel, though, as we get older, I would say go to the higher side of all of that so that you're maintaining your muscle mass. So while it's best to meet your protein needs through a balanced diet, obviously protein supplements are available. So I'm not even talking about collagen supplements yet. There are protein supplements. And I have to say, I do actually take a protein supplement in the morning because I really can't have breakfast. If I'm rushing out to work in the morning, what I do is I'll put my protein, the dry protein powder in the shaker, and I'll take it with me to work. And when I feel sort of hungry mid-morning, I'll have it then. So that's the way that I get my protein for my breakfast, and then I try to rely on dietary protein for my lunch and my evening meal. So, you know, there is a place for protein supplements. I think that there absolutely is a place for protein supplements, and they come as a drink or they might come as a bar. You can get sort of fortified yogurts and work out what suits you and your lifestyle. Sometimes it is actually easier, I think, to have the protein as a drink, and it just seems to go down a little bit easier. So it's just a way of me making sure I have my protein at my breakfast. But if you're at home, you might like eggs or, you know, yogurt. Again, if you get a fitness tracker, then it would give you guidance on all of the things that you like and help you get enough protein in your diet. So not just for skincare, but just for general good health, really. It's a very good idea, especially as we get older, to make sure we're getting enough protein in our diet. So then the $10 million question is, if you're getting enough protein in your diet, do you really need a collagen supplement? What do you think? So I would always say start with protein, start with dietary protein, then maybe add in protein supplements with the shakes or bars, like I say. If you feel you're doing all of that and you're doing all of the lifestyle factors that I addressed in the first video, then and only then would I start thinking about a collagen supplement. And the reason is, I think they're not cheap, are they? There's loads of different brands available. They're all slightly different. They all come from different sources. Some are hydrolyzed, some are marine, some are bovine. Some say they don't taste of anything. Some you can get a taste, and it's what works for you. But the difference between collagen and complete protein is that collagen isn't a complete protein, basically, and it does lack some of the essential amino acids. So you really need to make sure that your complete protein intake is adequate so that your body is getting all of the essential amino acids that it needs to repair and build muscle and help your skin and collagen and everything else. So collagen is rich in glycine, proline and hydroxyproline, which are particularly helpful for the skin, joint, bone, hair and nail health. But you will be getting all of those anyway in protein. So you decide what's right for you. And then how much collagen should you really take? So again, it does vary. Some sources say 10 grams per day of collagen peptides, and the range is from 2.5 to 12 grams. So you would just have to follow the advice on the packet itself. So within this guide, I won't go into it now. I just put some examples of everyday protein powders and bars. I gave some examples of some really popular collagen supplements as well. So you'll see all of those in the document. I might pop a link in the description for some of the best sellers, particularly in the UK, which is a starting point at least. Because if you do decide to buy collagen, you need to take it for at least 2 to 3 months to decide if it's going to have any benefit for you. So you need to decide, can I afford it for 2 to 3 months? Can I remember to take it for 2 to 3 months on a regular basis so that I can actually see if it does benefit me or not? Yeah, so you've really got to be committed, I feel, before you dive in, and don't just think, oh, I'll just take it, now and again. It's like learning a musical instrument. You can't just go for your music lesson once a week and then not practice in between. It just won't work. Or going to the gym, once a week and not doing anything the rest of the time. It just doesn't work. So like your skincare, if you do take a collagen supplement, you do need to be consistent with it. And it's just really difficult to recommend based on current evidence. So there are some trials where they say, yes, collagen had all of these wonderful effects on the skin, and that is great. But most of those trials gave people a collagen, some people collagen, and then some people a placebo, so just nothing. So it might be, I always think it might be that those people who benefited actually weren't getting enough protein intake anyway, and then getting a collagen supplement actually increased their protein intake, which then gave them the desired results. So there aren't many studies that actually compare collagen supplements with a similar amount of protein. All of the collagen, or most of the collagen studies, just compare it with placebo. So it's just take all the claims with a little pinch of salt. Often the trial studies aren't in big numbers of people as well. One I heard about today, that I think there was like 56 people in the trial. And also bear in mind that a lot of the collagen studies are usually either undertaken by the company that is selling the collagen, or they're paying somebody else to do the studies for them. And it's not as rigorous as drug trials. They can massage the results a little bit to be in their favour. They can also, not tell you about some of the results that perhaps weren't in their favour. But at the end of the day, they've got some skin in the game, and they will look to, they'll be gaining a lot of money when they sell their collagen supplements. So they want you to think it is as good as it possibly can be. So take those studies with a little pinch of salt. And I do read anecdotal stuff from people on Facebook that are talking about it, and it's really benefited me. It's benefited my skin and my nails and my hair. Again, that is fantastic. If it's worked for them, I'm really pleased for them. But did they actually initially, have they looked at their protein intake from their diet? Have they addressed all the other factors that can affect the collagen in your skin and your hair and your nails? Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. The only way you're going to find out if it's going to work for you is to take it for 2 to 3 months and commit to it. So I have put some frequently asked questions at the bottom of this document as well. So which type of collagen is best? So there's 3 different types of collagen. At least. So type 1 is best for skin, hair and nails, type 2 is for joints and cartilage, and type 3 helps skin, muscles and blood vessels. So most collagen powders and supplements contain type 1 and 3. So joint formulas might focus on type 2. So you do need to check that you're looking at the right type of collagen supplement for what you want it to do. What's the difference between marine, bovine and vegan? So marine collagen is from fish, which is usually type 1, which is good for your skin. Bovine collagen from cows is 1 and 3, which again supports skin and overall connective tissue. Vegan collagen, so strictly speaking, collagen just comes from animals. So plant-based supplements use ingredients that support your body's own collagen production. So like I talked about in video 1, they might contain things like vitamin C, zinc, amino acids. How long does it take to see results? Skin, 8 to 12 weeks to see a difference in hydration and elasticity. So like I say, commit to at least 3 months regular taking it to be able to decide for yourself. Take a photograph before you start taking it. Take a photograph at the end. Can you see any results there? Hair and nails, you're looking at 3 to 6 months because the turnover of your hair and nails is slower. And joints, you're looking at 3 to 6 months again. Do I need to take collagen if I already take a protein powder? So like I've already mentioned, protein powders give your body the complete full range of amino acids that your body needs for muscle repair and energy. Collagen's different. It's rich in certain types of amino acids, which are specifically good for your skin, joints, connective tissue. Both can be useful, but again, please start with meeting your collagen, your protein needs first. And it's important to say, whatever you take into your body, you can't tell it where to go. So if you eat protein, your body breaks it down anyway into its constituent parts, and your body decides where is the priority in your body for that protein. So increase in your protein intake, making sure that's optimal, will then increase, I guess, the chances of it going to support your skin. What helps collagen absorb better? So always choose hydrolyzed collagen peptides because they absorb more easily when you take them. And if you compare that, pair it with vitamin C, which is needed for collagen synthesis in your body. And again, spread your dose, like your protein intake. If you can spread your dose, perhaps add a collagen supplement to your morning smoothie, your evening hot drink, and then you're keeping your levels consistently high throughout the day. I've talked about what lifestyle habits damage collagen the most in my previous videos. So very quickly, smoking, too much sun, high sugar intake, poor sleep, chronic stress and excess alcohol. All of those things are damaging your collagen. So there's not much point taking a collagen supplement if you've not addressed those factors too. Yeah, and I put some additional information on there if you want to learn more. Yeah, look at my first video. Do let me know if I've left any questions unanswered, and I'm very happy to do a third video with some more information on collagen.